And we are going to record it and share it with you guys in the next day or two. But I think nothing should be a surprise this evening. More of just sharing some stuff and making sure we're all on a good standing and understanding of what's expected moving forward the next couple of days. So if you don't know me, there I see Corey in the background. What's up, Corey?
Hi, Steve.
All right, man. Good to see you. So my name is Steve Bennett, Senior Director of Sports here at Special Olympics Maryland. We also have Melissa Anger joining us, Senior Sports Director here at the office, and Ryan Kelchner, another one of our sports directors. So just go ahead and get started here. Also want to acknowledge all of our outstanding athletes who were nominated and then selected. Hopefully this is no surprise. Alicia, Mark, Corey, Robin, Ashley, in their respective sports. So very cool, very proud of all of you guys for being nominated from your coaches and area county directors, as well as being the nominations being accepted from Special Olympics USA. That speaks highly of your character, your interaction at the training camp or team trials, and really excited for all of you guys to have a great experience in Germany. So here's a couple of things we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, most of it's going to be about travel, including the bike packing, etc. for the cycling athletes. There'll be a link in here to sign up for I believe it's the Special Olympics USA newsletter. And want to make sure you guys have that to follow things throughout. It's either a Special Olympics USA newsletter or a World Games newsletter of some sort. A few medical reminders, including some COVID information that we've spoken about, family information, host town information, the Germany, where they both staying in Germany, Special Olympics USA, the expectations, and want to confirm all the emergency contact information. So let's get right into it. So before arriving on June 10th at Special Olympics Maryland headquarters office, we've sent this out several times. Make sure you are looking through the packing list provided by Special Olympics USA very carefully and in great detail. And, one of the things as a coach or Special Olympics management, we here in Maryland won't necessarily go through all of your gear when you arrive here at the office, but they will in New York. So it's really important that you follow those guidelines and make sure you have everything and you follow their directions. So with that, you really want to look at what's to be in the carry-on bag versus the big luggage checked bag. And we do have, well, I'll talk about that in a little bit later. Really important that you also have your medications labeled and have all of those in order, easy to get to, and those will be on your carry-on bag. And bring your team trials gear that you either received out there or on your way out there. Hopefully this is not a surprise. I wasn't necessarily informed from Special Olympics USA, but I have been told that coaches communicated to the athletes about the black dress pants, or if you're if you choose to wear a skirt, make sure it's proper length, over the knees. And again, they need to be solid black pants, no polka dots, no rainbows, no sports Ravens gear on them or anything else, and not athletic sweats or anything. They need to be dressy. As we heard last night, there's going to be some opportunities for the athletes and all of Special Olympics USA to go to some somewhat formal meetings while in Germany in the host town program, and kind of have a formal setting, and we want to look presentable and professional and represent USA very well. So and then obviously make sure you have your passport. No passport, no travel. Highly suggested to have 2 colored copies of, when you open it up, those 2 pages with photo, ID, passport number, all of that. Just in case the passport gets lost, we can work with the embassy. As long as we have that information on hand, we can show them and work with them. But make sure you have the passport and 2 colored copies. I think they only requested 1. I always err on the side of caution with something like this. Let's get two, put one in each bag, if you will. Additionally, with the medications is make sure you have at least a couple days extra supply for any delays or anything that may occur. We here at Special Olympics Maryland just printed up the copies of each of the athletes' medical forms. So we have those ready to go, and we'll take those when we're traveling to and from New York with everybody, just in case something happens. But Special Olympics USA obviously has your medicals as well. And if they don't, for some reason, I know they will, before we depart from New York after we drop everybody off, we'll say, is there any reason you guys need a hard copy for now? We also received the Coca-Cola travel packs, which was a very cool gift item from Coca-Cola. Don't know how much we want to give away about the surprise, but some very cool things that will be able to go into your luggage when you arrive here at the Maryland office. I will just say, I haven't looked at them, but I've seen pictures. Melissa Anger opened it up to check it out.
I was curious.
And they're, again, Anger, if you agree with me, let's not give away too much.
No, definitely. But you guys are going to really love the stuff in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool stuff.
I'm jealous.
Not a lot of stuff, but enough stuff that number one, a lot of cool stuff, exciting stuff, and memorabilia and stuff like that, that will be able to go with you over to Germany. There may be one or two things that may not travel with you. And we'll figure that out when you arrive here at the office and keep it behind if we need to, and label it with you and save it for you on the way back. But like I said, really cool. Coca-Cola is one of the global sponsors of Special Olympics, if you weren't aware of that, and have been involved at least since '97 at all the World Games and USA Games and all that. So they continue to be not only a monetary and product sponsor, but also, you know, really cool things like this, little gift bags, which goes above and beyond the Call of Duty from their sponsorship. Credential holders, that's the thing that'll go around your neck and hang down, and it'll have your picture and your credential that you'll receive in New York, but we have your credential holders with us here at the office. We're not going to give those to anybody until we arrive in New York, because we don't want anybody to lose it, which has happened in the past. So we'll hold on to those until we get to New York, give you those right when we arrive there, get your credential, put it in the credential holder. And that's basically, for all you athletes, that's basically something, you do not leave your room in Germany without that credential. That has to go with you everywhere you go. Okay, it's basically, consider it kind of like your ID, your identification. If I don't have this, I can't compete, I can't get meals, I can't get on the transportation bus, I can't get on the plane to come back to the United States, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so that is like your lifeline. That credential is more important than almost anything other than your medications while you're in Germany. Okay. And then the checked bag, that's the big luggage piece that we gave you with the wheels that you tow behind yourself. If you're not aware, the limit of weight in that bag is 50 pounds. So if you have a scale at home, please weigh it before you come to Special Olympics office. We will have a scale here that we've used for USA Games and World Games and stuff in the past. But what we don't want to do is have everybody's bag weigh 60 pounds and we got to go in there and figure out what needs to go out of that one into your carry-on and whatever. So if you guys could check that out before you get here, that would be very helpful. And again, if you have a lot of good stuff that's not necessary to go on the trip, that's over the pound, that becomes property of Steve Bennett. If it's very cool, and then I will keep that, and you can bribe me later if you want it back. Okay, that was a joke. So luggage tags, we have luggage tags here that are unofficial. We created those today. If you have luggage tags of your own, feel free to put those one on your carry-on bag and one on your checked bag, the big piece of baggage or luggage. Once we get to New York, those will be replaced with the official luggage tags for Special Olympics USA as they travel to Germany. We just want to make sure that we have identification on the bag so there's no confusion when we get to New York. Whose is what? We have them. If you have your own, go for it. It needs to have your name, your state, and your sport on it. Okay. I think if I remember correctly, I know Benita, you were on last night and May was on last night. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're supposed to wear the blue SOUSA t-shirt when we get up to New York. Okay. Probably for checking and getting pictures and whatever thing like that. So just want to make sure we know that. So, excuse me while I take a drink of water. This is the COVID testing information that has been shared just recently within the last week and a half or 2 weeks. So I know that I sent out something, test the morning of, as you're coming on June 10th here. However, it's been highly recommended to also take a test 72 hours before departure. So that would be at 5 p.m., approximately 5 p.m. on June 8th. The reason why they're suggesting that is for some reason, if someone tests positive, you have at least 24 hours, give or take, to go to a physician, a first care facility, whatever, to see if they can do a retest, or maybe it was a false positive, get retested, and then have a physician's note that they clear you. We are also asking you to take a test the morning of, right before you leave the house. Take a picture of it. It's not needed, but it's better to be safe than sorry on that. Don't want to make anybody panic, but what I will say is, if someone does test positive, and again, I think I spoke to everyone, but if not, if you're taking an at-home test, please make sure it's not expired. I know a lot of the expired ones, well, not a lot. I know that some have given false positives. So we really want to make sure that we're good to go there. If for some reason someone does test positive, either 72 hours beforehand or on June 10th, when you're heading to the office, call Melissa Anger immediately. She will give you further instructions at that point. Again, we'll take that on a case-by-case basis, but just going to be a little bit honest here. I don't think anyone's going to test positive. I would highly encourage you guys, if you're not doing so now, wear masks when you're going out in public, just to be safe. You don't want to contract it at the very last minute. And, obviously do the hygiene and wash your hands thoroughly everywhere you go in public, that kind of stuff, just to be safe. Okay. What we don't want to have is someone test positive, not be able to go right at the last minute. That is definitely, nobody wants that. So just be careful out there. We made it this far. I know it's not under anybody's control, but let's just make sure we can do everything we can to prevent that. Okay. So for our athletes who are cycling, I talked to Chris Militello. He said that he has spoken to both May and Bonita, that you guys got everything under control. I think you're dropping them off on June 7th or 8th and staying there. He's going to pack them while you guys go get lunch or whatever, come back, get them that same day. You have them and you'll bring them with you to the office on the 10th.
No.
Good deal. Any questions about that, May or Bonita? Everything good? And you may notice that Mark, I didn't mention Mark's name, who's one of our other cyclists. Mark uses a recumbent or a trike, and they're a lot more problematic to ship. And Tracy Lee for those of you who are cycling, know her. She has been our venue director for years at the state championships for cycling. She is an official for the World Games and has traveled over there to do site visits and was able to get a bike for Mark in Germany. So we're going to borrow one over there. So Mark, that's good for you, and Rennie, good for you guys.
Yeah, she's gonna ride it over, she said, to the
Gotcha.
venue.
Very cool. So finalizing our kind of information to the send-off, we're heading up to New York again. Hopefully no surprises here. You must be here no later than 9 a.m. on June 10th at our offices. Please don't press your luck. If you Google how long it takes to get to the office and it says an hour, do not leave your house at 8 to get here by 9. I would say traffic, you never know, accidents. I would give yourself an additional hour. We'll be here by 7:30 at least, if not by 7. So again, don't press your luck. We have some things to do here at the office, then we need to get on the road by 10. If for some reason something really drastic happens, again, call Melissa Anger or me and let us know of the situation. We will only be able to delay if something happens for a little while. Then we're going to see what happens after that. Okay, but this is very important that we get here on time. Okay, we'll check your luggage and equipment, passports and medications. Just a quick check. We'll do the weigh-in of the luggage. But we'll take two vehicles up to New York. Ryan will be driving one, and Melissa Anger will be driving the other. And again, the luggage tag should be on that, ready to go. And again, just stressing that, look at the packing list and pay attention to that.
We'll let you guys fight over whose car you get into. It'll tell you a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure that, you know, depending on if you like music, you might want to ask who has the best music taste. Like, you know, if you like blues and old time rock and roll, who's going to play that? Or, rap or hip hop or whatever. So you guys can all fight over that. Really important to have had a good full breakfast before you leave. We will not have breakfast here at the office. We will stop on our way to New York as we're picking up an athlete from Delaware to join us and have lunch on our way up there. Okay, it's about, I think, Anger, it's about a 4 hours and 15-minute trip.
It's about 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on traffic.
Yeah. So again, we'll take that, but we will have lunch before we arrive in New York. And again, you can fight over where you're stopping to eat, depending on what vehicle, but we will stop together and it'll be a group decision of where are we going to have lunch. And I know that Ryan and Anger will have their hands full of taking all of the requests and finding a good spot for everyone. Okay. That meal is not something that you guys will be paying for. Special Olympics Maryland is going to pick up that lunch on the way up to New York. However, we will accept your donations. Cash only, please. Okay, that was another joke. We will have an athlete meeting us here at the office that'll be traveling up from DC. I know it's kind of not funny, but it's kind of interesting that his name is Woodland, or Joseph Woodland. And we have Corey Woodland. So they're not brothers that I know of, but I know that they've met each other at several outings and at training camp and stuff. So very cool. Joseph's a good guy. If you haven't met him, you guys will enjoy his company as well. And then we have another athlete we're picking up along the way, like I said, from Delaware. And we're hoping to pick that athlete up in Delaware around 11. And Anger, I don't remember that athlete's name. Do you remember off the top of your head?
Ryan would know better than I would since he was with him.
Do you remember, Ryan?
Hey, Austin.
Corey say Austin.
Maybe.
Austin? It may be, Corey.
It's
I don't
Austin.
remember. We'll take your word for it for now anyway.
Women.
He does swimming.
He does
Gotcha.
do swimming, yes.
Okay, good deal. Well, Corey, I'm going to let you run the rest of this meeting since you know more than I do.
Oh, good.
Here's some more medical information and reminders. Do not put any of your medications, you know, the medical containers. I have one at my house that has, here's the pills for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can take those with you, but make sure they're empty. Your medications need to stay in their original containers. When you get to Germany, that's when you can put the medications in those daily planners, if you will, if you want to. But do not put medications inside those daily planners or something other than that similar. Traveling, they have a tendency to open up, spill out, whatever, okay? So we want to keep them in the original containers. Medications, like I said earlier, need to go in your carry-on bag. Not only traveling to New York, but make sure they're in your carry-on bag as we fly over to Germany. And I don't think anyone uses a CPAP device when they sleep. But if there is anyone, you can either put it in the chat or call me after the meeting, but I don't think we have anyone who uses that. If you do, that also needs to go on your carry-on bag. Okay.
And they did say if you do have one, they will have the water, distilled water for you. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yep. Thanks for that, Edgar. Appreciate that. This was something that, depending on your physician, this wasn't known to me until last night, but it is recommended to have a copy from the physician for your prescriptions with you. Your coaches may have already expressed that to you, and that's precautionary or being more safe than sorry, just in case medications get lost in Germany or whatever else, that they can work with you with that prescription to try to get a refill of those medications. Okay.
Just a word on that, Steve. It becomes useful if your prescription, like insulin, has to be refrigerated and all of a sudden isn't refrigerated for a length of time and now becomes unusable.
Yep.
Because that happened to us when we were in Greece. We had the prescription and we could go to the local pharmacy and get that athlete's prescription refilled.
Yeah, no, that's a real life, true example of why it's important to have that. No, thanks for sharing that, Rennie. Okay, we're going to talk about, hey, we had a good time at the games. We won a bunch of awards. We traded a bunch of lapel pins. We made a bunch of new friends. We were on ESPN. Now we're coming back. Okay. So we will have personnel that will meet you guys, athletes, at the airport in New York when you're returning. And that will be Joanne Engler, who is our VP of Finance here at the state office, as well as currently Melissa Anger and Ryan in one car, Joanne in another. I will say, athletes, if you are riding with Melissa Anger and Ryan and Joanne, you're going to be nice and be quiet and all that. You're probably going to be tired from all your travel. But Melissa Anger and Ryan will have just finished our summer games on the Sunday, the 25th, and cleaning up late in the evening on the 25th, showering, getting in a car, driving up after 3, 4, 5 days of setup and competitions at summer games, driving up to New York to bring you guys back. So they're going to be exhausted. So be good time to maybe take a nap on the way back from New York. But just be aware that they're going to be really tired, and I'm sure you guys will be tired, but also very excited to get home. It is anticipated that you guys will land in New York around 1:15 on that Monday, the 26th, and then load it up and get on back to Maryland. One thing I'll note is correct me if I'm wrong, the athlete from Delaware will not be traveling back with us.
That is correct.
But Joseph Woodland from DC will be.
That is correct. As of right now.
As of today. The other thing I'll let everyone know is Alicia Day, one of our cyclists, will also not be traveling back with us. They have chosen to have an extended vacation or travel back with family. They've made their own arrangements and paying for all that. But just so you're aware and you don't get nervous, hey, where's Alicia? We need to wait for Alicia or anything like that. She will be traveling back from Germany with her family. Okay. So, you know, we'll pick up your luggage and all that. The bikes, or I guess we'll only have one bike on the way back, which will be Corey's, and we'll load that up in the vehicle and bring that back as well. Okay. And again, we will be returning to the office, and that's where families, you need to be here to pick up the athletes when we get back here. You may be tired, we're going to be tired, and we don't want to just sit around and be looking at each other. As much as we love each other, we want to get home and get to our beds. Okay. So be respectful of that for sure. Okay. If you weren't aware, there is a host town program when you get to Germany. And just a few notes about that. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the town, but I think I spelled that one right. And you guys will get to Germany. Special Olympics USA will all travel together to go to the host town. And that host town is kind of like, hey, we're going to kind of adopt Special Olympics USA for a couple of days and become their friends, share some things we like to do here in Germany, you know, talk about our food, their music, maybe some museums, some sports, all kinds of good stuff, music, good time to meet new friends. Okay. So you'll be there for a couple days. And then, like you said, you'll meet a lot of the people in the community and just talk about, hey, what do you guys do in Maryland or the US? And this is what we do here. Maybe learn some new German dances that you can bring back and teach us. For training, there will be some possibilities of doing some training and exercising when you're there during the host town. But most likely cycling and kayaking will not be able to either get on the water or ride your bikes, but you will be able to do some, you know, jumping jacks or push-ups or, you know, a little jogging or walking or that kind of stuff. I know, Corey, they're going to ask you to run a marathon, so hopefully you're ready for that. Have your good shoes on. But no, it'll be fun. But the reason for that is the bicycles will be taken and being worked on and making sure everything's ready when you get ready for competition. Okay. And then as far as when you leave the host town and you get to your hotel where you'll be staying for the rest of the games, the World Games. Again, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but you can see it down here, the Scandic Potsdamer Platz Hotel, something like that. And that'll be in cluster 2 of the World Games housing facilities for everyone from around the world. A note for this, families, I'm sharing this with you in case there's an extreme emergency, but as family members who may be over there, this is not anywhere that you will have access to. If you think about, this isn't anything new, and it's not anything just in Germany. Any World Games or any USA Games, wherever the athletes and coaches are staying, that's off limits to general public. That's off limits to family members. That is because it's for the safety of the athletes and all of Team USA or Special Olympics USA, right? Think of it like the Olympics. It's the same thing. We don't want a lot of people who we may not know coming in and out and, you know, wanting to talk to you guys, you know, or causing problems or whatever else. It's going to be a secured place. So I just want to make sure families, you know where they're staying, but you ain't allowed. So again, when the team comes back from Germany, we're guessing we will be back at the office between 6 and 7:45 on June 26th. Again, that's our estimate right now. Anything can happen with delays in the airports, delays in customs, traffic on the way back after we pick the athletes up to bring them back to the office, etc. Okay. Depending on the travel and what has happened during the day, most likely we'll stop for a meal or something on the way back as well. Just depends on what has happened earlier in the day. Okay, if everyone has just eaten on the 26th right before you land, we'll see if anybody needs a snack or whatever, and then get on the road and get back as soon as we can. So knowing that the earliest we're expecting anybody is to be back is 6 o'clock. Families who are picking up athletes here at the office, no later than 5:45. Okay. And if there are delays, we'll just share some fun stories and maybe play some card games or something like that. Okay. But you guys will need to be here at 5:45 to pick up the athletes, all their equipment, etc., including all their sports equipment and bikes, if need be. Okay.
Now, past experience has taught me that traffic going from the Washington DC area to the Baltimore area, for a 6 o'clock meeting at the office, I have to leave the house at 4:30 and sometime even at 4:15. Steve will tell you that many a times I would come in later than 6 o'clock into the meeting.
Yeah. And that one's, no, that's a bad route. And we live, or our office is down here in southwestern Baltimore. We take the Beltway up to Towson, and depending on the time of day, it's maybe 15-20 miles at the most. But sometimes when we have meetings up at Towson for summer games or other things, I always have to give myself an hour and a half to get up to Towson. Most of the time I get there early, but there have been times when it's been pressing my luck, right? But yeah, just be aware of that. Again, you can let Melissa, Ryan, or myself know if there's any long delays or issues. So here's that newsletter that I was talking about. I have not signed up for it yet, but I will in the next day or two. And we'll send this link out to you guys. Don't worry about having to write that down right now. We'll send it out to you so you have it if you don't have it already or haven't signed up.
I signed up last night. It's very easy. You just put in your name and your email, and then they send you a verification email to click a link, and that's all it is. Super easy.
And can we share that link with
Yes.
other people?
Yeah,
There's no
that is not a
restriction?
only family newsletter. That's up for general public if they wanted to sign up.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Family information, again, as was mentioned last night on the Special Olympics USA webinar, I know there's been some questions about opening ceremony tickets or schedules and all that kind of thing. This is the main link if you haven't checked it out for the World Games. It's the organizing committee from Germany. Special Olympics USA has nothing to do with it. It's all the organizing committee in Germany. That's the main link to the website. You can click on that or Google search that and then navigate or check out the different things as far as family information or schedules and everything else. But that's your first place to go to look things up or ask questions from the organizing committee. Okay. I think everyone has the handbook with other family contacts, mostly Shaka from Colorado, good friend of mine. I've known him for years. He'll do everything he can for you, but he's instructed everybody check the organizing committee's website first. If you're still having issues, let him know and he'll do his best to help you guys out. If you've gone there looking for schedules, the other thing that is always typical, this is very normal, is that schedules aren't really, they can put a block of time of track and field's going to be from 9 to 3 on this day, and cycling is going to be, from 10 to 4, basketball, kayaking, whatever, but they won't have any of the specifics or the real good details of basketball. This team's playing this team on this day at this time until the games start going and they figure out, the divisions and the matchups and everything else. So be patient with that. And just realize you need to check that pretty much on a daily case or daily basis to look at updated schedules. Just want to make sure you're there. or you know that. So anybody who has cash, I would be happy to take that from you and put it in my bank account. But if you want to take it over to Germany, check with your local banks and you can change your US dollars into, and I apologize, I don't know what they use in Germany, to the Germany type of money.
Euros.
Do they use euros?
Yes.
Okay. So you can change it into euros. Thank you, Anger. There will be an opportunity to do that once you arrive in Germany as well. But the more that you can get done while we're here in the United States, the better, and less things you have to worry about when you get to Germany. Pretty sure credit cards and stuff like that will work over there as well. If you're taking cash, I'd probably stay away from taking anything more than 150 US dollars. It's just because if you lose it, then it's a pretty big bummer. And you don't want to be carrying a lot of cash with you. And your coaches, you need to let your coaches know if you're taking cash. I know at USA games, Team Maryland, athletes give their money to the coaches. They're responsible for the money until the athlete wants it or needs it when they're, getting a souvenir or something of that nature. So it's just more of a safety factor than anything. So here, hopefully everyone has my phone number. If you don't, you do, you just haven't saved it. But that's my number. And again, I'm the main contact for the Maryland folks. Melissa Anger's phone number, Ryan's phone number, they will be the drivers to and from. Mike Sarnowski, who is our vice president of sports, I put him as a contact just in case you've exhausted all other possibilities. And that's me, Melissa, and Ryan as your top 3 contacts. Mike would be your last resort. Hey, nobody's answering. Mike, I've got a major serious issue that I'm dealing with here. Need to talk to somebody immediately. And we put Joanne on there again, who will be the driver, one of the drivers on the way back from Berlin. Okay. What are you showing me, Corey? Goodness.
Oh, taking pictures of the numbers, that's all.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I thought he was trying to show me something. I was like, I don't know what that is. Again, we'll send this out to you guys as well, either tonight or first thing by noon tomorrow.
Okay.
But I will pause here if anybody else wants to take a picture, just so you have this. Most likely the Thompsons, if you need to take a picture of that or whatever, because I know you guys are scurrying to get onto all the vacations for the family. This is something here I want to confirm with each of you tonight. These are the contact information I have for each of the athletes. So we'll start with Rennie. Is that correct? Anything that needs to be changed, or do we need to add anybody? You're muted, Rennie.
Add my email, renniespringle@netscape.net.
Okay, we'll add that to the list. Anything else?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
Everything
sounds
else
good.
is correct.
Gotcha. Corey and Benita, is that correct? And anything else we need to add?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Yes.
All right. Holly and Ashley, how are we looking there? I see a thumbs up from Ashley. Do I get a thumbs up from Holly? Okay. Good deal. Robin and Larry and Linda, anything else there? Does that look all good? Thumbs up. Very good. And then May, does that look good for you? Thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm adding Alicia's dad's information if you can add it.
Okay, did you put that in the chat maybe? Yep, I see that. Very good. Ryan, could you make a note of or capture that real quick? Okay. And I know, I'm sorry that I can't remember this off the top of my head. I've been dealing with many things throughout the last couple of weeks. Rennie, I know you're going over to Germany, right? Holly, I know you guys are going to Scotland, and then are you going to Germany, or are you just in Scotland? You're muted.
Sorry, we are in Scotland, then Switzerland, then Germany.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, again, now I'm really upset because if you're going to Scotland and then Switzerland, I was upset when I knew you were going to Scotland and I wasn't invited, but now I'm even more upset. Sounds good.
I'm
And-
spending the first week in Belgium,
Wow.
and I didn't invite you. I'm going to visit family there.
Yeah, well, I didn't ask to be invited by you, really.
Good.
All right, the Pearls. What are your all's plans?
Just to fly into Berlin and home. What? We're
Yep.
flying in on the 15th.
And I don't know, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if anybody else is.
We're flying in on the June the 15th.
Flying in on the 15th. Perfect. Good deal. And Benita, what are your plans? I know you're going, but what was your arrival time?
We coming in on the 17th.
17th. Okay.
Yes. And I think open ceremony is 8 o'clock that night, so that'll be good.
Yep. Very good. So
Open ceremony.
in the days, family, I know you guys are going over, and when are you guys arriving?
Yeah, Berlin the 17th, we're going to Barcelona first.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
That's all.
good. So I think it's very exciting, you know, that we have supporters going for all the athletes here from Maryland. I'm not sure if that's ever happened before, but I think it's awesome that the athletes will have a good time. And again, what I'll remind everybody is at the World Games, just like USA Games or whatever else, there's going to be limited time to see the athletes. You'll obviously be able to see them at their competitions, provided you get there on time. But any time where you may want to spend a little extra time with the athletes, you've got to work with your coaches, depending on Special Olympics USA plans, training, meals, other things like that. You may or may not be able to see the athletes outside of the competition venues and awards and stuff like that. So I just want everyone to know this isn't a vacation and we're going to have sports on the side. This is an Olympic type event here for the sports. Athletes are paramount, or the most important thing. Interaction with them outside of the competition venues may be very limited. So, all right. And then here's just some reminders, friendly reminders. This should not be new to anyone. Listen to your coaches, athletes, and family members, right? And anybody else who's a leader or management of Special Olympics USA. They're there to give you guidance, take care of you, make sure everyone's safe. Just pay attention to your coaches and follow their instructions, and anyone else on Team Maryland in a management role. We want to respect everyone, not just here in Maryland, but when you're overseas, etc. And that means, you know, be nice and thank everyone. You know, we want to thank the officials who are part of the competition, who are officiating your sport. We want to thank the volunteers in Germany for coming out and supporting the World Games and supporting you as athletes. You know, we want to thank the community in your host town. Thanks for having us today. Nice to meet you. I want everyone to remember not only the Special Olympics USA people, but the people from Maryland. They were awesome. They were so nice and so pleasant, and, you know, just really want to have a good impact and represent Maryland and USA to the best we can. Thank your coaches and teammates. Congratulate your teammates, whether they get a gold medal or a disqualification. Good job. Nice try. You got the next one. Or, oh, hey, whatever. You're doing your best. We really want to be supportive of everyone and show good sportsmanship. Shake the hands of the officials if you can after an event. Shake the hands of your people you were competing against. Give them high fives. Not the most important thing, but do your best, athletes, right? No one can ever ask you to do more than your best. As long as you do your best, that's all we can ask. Again, we don't care what awards you win. We want you to have a good time and do your best. If you do your best, that's what matters. We can't control what division you're going to be in or who you're going to be competing against. We can only control how hard we try. As long as we do our best and try our hardest, that's a win, baby. Right? And have fun. How many people have gone to another World Games? One, right? Very rare that you get an opportunity to go to more than one of these. Extremely rare. Enjoy your time. Take pictures. Meet new friends. This is an experience of a lifetime. Good luck. We are proud of you. Go Special Olympics USA and go Special Olympics Maryland. With that, Ryan, I don't know if there's been any questions in chat or if there's any questions that anybody else has. We'll try to answer them.
I have one.
Go ahead, Benita.
Masks. Do they have to wear masks over there? Ow.
No, I think it is recommended during public transportation, but there are no requirements.
Okay, so they just need masks when they traveling on the bus, something like that.
Yeah, and for that, the buses that the team and stuff will be traveling on will be games transportation. It won't be public transportation. But again, what I will remind everybody is on some of those buses and transportation, there could be people from anywhere in the world. So if it was me, I would probably wear a mask just to be safe when I'm on the buses. But that's just me. It's a personal choice. It is not something you have to do.
And we have some of the KN95, whatever they're called, masks that we can give you as well, if you would like. We can give those out at the office before we leave.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Anything, Corey? Okay.
We have a
All right.
question
Good
about-
job, guys. Larry and Linda.
We have a couple of quick questions on the wrong size items. Do you want them packed separately from the carry-on bag?
Yeah, depending on how big of how many there are or whatever, I would highly recommend putting them either in your carry-on or your big piece of luggage, but let Ryan and Melissa know. But put them in a maybe a separate like little plastic not garbage bag, but a grocery bag or somewhere where they won't get mixed up with others. And we are hoping to be able to exchange them for different items when we get to New York. No guarantee, but that is the high likelihood based on what we've heard so far.
Second, we want to thank Ashley for the shoes. They fit perfectly. And
If you didn't hear that, Ashley and Robin had different pairs of shoes, but we were able to exchange them to at least get one of them a proper shoe.
Do you want us to keep the the unused one, do you want it in the box?
No, if the unused pair of shoes,
Yeah.
they don't need to be in the box, but we do want to take them there to have them for someone else if they need that size.
Okay.
But we can unbox them, is okay? Good.
Yep, save a little space.
Definitely. And we have a number of items that were the wrong size, a couple items that were the wrong size that Robin nicely washed for someone else. They'll be in there also. They
Gotcha,
haven't been warned.
gotcha. And Robin, if you're willing to do any other laundry, I have a bunch of laundry I could have somebody wash.
Take you up on it.
Gotcha.
Also, Robin has a certification for one of her medications. It's a
Mhm.
2-page form,
Okay.
if you've seen it. But I think that's needed.
Where does that go?
Where do you want us to keep it? It'll be in the carry-on.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
definitely in the carry on, and then just let Melissa Anger and Ryan Kelchner know when you arrive here where that is so they can access that.
Will they take care of that or?
We'll work with
That's be
the
for
medical.
customs.
Yeah, we'll work with the medical team, with the GMT on what to do with that when we get up to New York.
Okay, great.
And
That's
depending
our-
on what that is, Larry, I don't know what's included in that certification. I wouldn't necessarily want it to be sent via email. But what I can do is if I remember correctly, we do have a Dropbox that the head medical person has provided for us that, because I asked the question, do you want this ahead of time or just when we arrive in New York? He said, just bring it with you in New York. So the option is there. I could probably, well, we can talk offline if you have an interest in putting it in a Dropbox, but I think we'll be fine just taking it with us.
Okay. We'll have one copy in the carry-on and one in the check bags.
Yeah, Anger, I don't know if you can hear, but I can't hear you at all, Larry.
Okay, we'll have at least 2 copies with Robin.
Perfect.
Okay,
Awesome.
Well,
Okay,
that's our questions.
very good. We'll stay with the Pearl family. Robin, do you have any questions?
Not right now.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go around the room. Rennie.
Sorry, my dog is making a noise. Can you hear me?
No problem.
Okay, question for the clothes exchange
Hold-
Alicia.
just 1 second, May. I want to, Mark, or Rennie, did you have any
Okay.
questions?
No, I'm all set.
Okay, go ahead, May.
Sorry, for the clothes exchange, Alicia also, missing a few. I got your email, Steve, because they don't have the right size. Do we contact the coach for the exchange in New York or someone in the state office like Melissa going?
Ryan and
No.
I will take care of that with Alicia when we get up there. So do kind
Okay.
of the same thing Steve told the
list.
pearls to do and keep those items separate, but in the
Okay,
bag, and we'll figure it out when we get up to New York.
okay.
Yep.
Do you know, Steve, are the cycling coach going to put the bike together or they're going to put them in the shop to do this? I don't know how this is going to work.
I'm not 100% sure either, May. I know that the cycling, they have several cycling coaches, and Tracy Lee and the organizing committee has their cycling people as well.
Okay,
So I know that once the bikes get there, that will go with the luggage to the hotel. And then the cycling people will take the bikes and start to work on those. But I'm not sure exactly who's going to put them back together and then who's going to take them apart to pack them up for the way home.
okay. If there is during the game, like you said, there's a limited time. If there is time that to take the kids out for a night for a meal or something, we have to fill out certain forms. Sounds like it.
Yeah, you want to talk with the head coach for the sport,
Okay,
and they will have those forms, and you can say, hey, when would be a good time? But if you have contact with your coaches ahead of time, which hopefully everyone knows the coach and sharing information, you can reach out to them and get the form ahead of time.
okay,
And then you have a couple copies and you can fill it out when you get in Germany, but talk with the coaches
okay,
and say, when will we be able to visit with Alicia
okay.
or whoever? But yeah, talk with those coaches.
Because it's on their schedule. They can say yes or no.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Thompson's.
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Well, hey, either Special Olympics USA and Anger and Ryan and I have done a really good job in communication, or we've put you to sleep with this presentation.
No, not
Yeah.
really. You all done amazing.
No, obviously, there's a lot of people involved in putting this on. I know Germany, there are people there in Germany been working on it for 3 or 4 years. USA folks have been working 3 to 4 years getting everything ready. We in Maryland have been working for about 2.5 to 3 years getting the registrations in, doing the selections, working with the county programs.
I have fun.
You guys as athletes have been working your tails off, getting ready and training and competing at the state competitions for years. Family members, you've been supporting Special Olympics Maryland and athletes in your local programs for years. And, again, this is a collective effort. We're all coming together for 5 athletes here from Maryland and, a little over 100 or so, almost close to 200 for USA. But this is an awesome opportunity. Again, very proud of you guys, all family members and athletes. The only thing I don't want to hear is there was a problem with a Maryland person, whether it's a family member or an athlete. Again, I said it earlier, I want you guys to be the stars of the show in how thankful you are and how great your attitude is while you're in Germany. I will say there could be some things that don't go as planned, right? But it's how you react to that and say, okay, well, what do we do next? Or how can I do better? Or what do you need help with? But I really we've had this many times, USA games, World Games, that we get feedback from either Special Olympics USA or the organizing committee. Hey, Maryland people were awesome. We want to keep that up, right? Okay. Anger, Ryan, anything you'd like to add?
Just one thing. I know for a lot of you, this might be your first time away from your parents. Ryan and I will be with you every step of the way up in New York. And then you're going to be with us until I think dinner time. Then we're going to kind of hand you over, but we'll still be around if you need anything. So just know that we have your back. We'll be there to support you and make sure you guys are good to go and ready, have everything. So don't worry. I mean, maybe worry a little bit because it's me and Ryan, but you guys are going to have a lot of fun. And I'm jealous that your guys are going, but I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, Melissa, is not only with Melissa and Ryan being with you guys to and from the airports and stuff, but, we said the Special Olympics USA people have been working for years. Many of them, well, all of them have been involved in the Special Olympics for many years. Many of them have served on the World Games with Special Olympics USA in many World Games. There isn't a better group of people collectively with Special Olympics USA. I know many of them probably for 25 years or so. They continue to be great leaders. They're there for you guys as well. Their job is to not have athletes worry about anything. They'll worry about stuff. The coaches will worry about stuff, but they'll make sure you guys are safe, getting you to your competitions and doing your best. So, Ryan, anything else you'd like to add?
Just want to say, soak it in as much as you can. When you wake up tired some days or you go to bed exhausted and things aren't going amazing, if that were to happen, just know this could be a once in a lifetime experience. So make the most of it. Every day you wake up in Germany, think about how many of us back home wish we were in Germany and feel bad for us a little bit and then go compete. So really happy for you guys. Happy to be a part of it in the way that Anger and I are able to.
Take lots of pictures. We want to see
Please.
pictures when you get back.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. What we're going to do, we're going to end this meeting. Everybody's going to put a hand up. Okay. And on the count of 3, I'm going to show you an example. We'll do a virtual high five. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And then we'll do a 1, 2, 3 Go Special Olympics USA. So if you're muted, unmute yourself. On the count of three, we'll say go Special Olympics USA. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Go
Special Olympics USA.
USA.
All right. Congratulations, athletes and families. If you have any questions, you have my contact. Don't hesitate. Do my best to answer or respond. So safe travels, families, athletes. Let's get ready for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, a great opportunity to showcase your skills, your talents, and rock it out. All right, everyone.
Yeah.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening.
You're gonna send the recording out.